What is going on, everyone? Badger here, and Peacemaker Season 2. One of, if not the only thing to talk about right now when it comes to DC or the DCU, James Gunn's DCU, because literally it is his. That's why, if you notice, I put James Gunn's DCU, James Gunn's Peacemaker, because he has made it a point to have his little finger in the pie of every single project, and I want him to get all the credit, including adding Earth X. So yes, from the third episode, everyone noticed that the alternate reality they were going to didn't have any black people, only had white people. We guessed about it being Earth X, and then it was. And then people are going back to the beginning dance scene, and they're noticing how just in the first season, when they had that dance number, there's a little butterfly dance movement, hinting at the fact that the butterfly alien invasion was a plot point. And now they're looking that, yes, this is in fact, they are making the swastika symbol when they're doing this dances. And also the light patterns behind them flash in very specific patterns, all to elicit that response. And once you know it's Earth X, it's hard not to see it. And the problem with that is they have already added the dance to Fortnite as a meme. And now that they know that this is actually doing the swastika in a couple parts, it has been disabled. So Peacemaker's dance emote from Fortnite has been disabled. As we inquire into our partner's creative intentions in this collab emote, assuming it's not coming back, we'll issue refunds for the next few days. So as we inquire into our partner's creative intentions, Mr. Gunn, why did you have your characters do the swastika symbol? And he, of course, is obviously going to point out that, oh, it's just artsy fartsy, and it was supposed to subliminally lead to the fact that we are doing Earth X. You see here, Eagle Eye fans have noticed that the show's opening credits hint at through John Cena's dance moves. As they point out, also, it did that for the butterflies in the first season. However, it's proven to be a problematic, as the peaceful hips emote that was added to the game earlier this month. And so, yeah, they are disabling it, probably going to issue refunds as they wait to hear back what the intentions were. And if you want to know what the intentions are, James has been so nice as to do multiple press tours, including recently with Entertainment Weekly and Variety, where he gave some pretty detailed answer of what his intentions were. So the first one says, first, he was asking about Superman and how it wasn't Palestine and Israel that he was referencing. It was, something far older than that, but everyone read into it. And he's like, no, that's a coincidence. And they said, do you feel the same way about this season of Peacemaker? And he said, I mean, you'll see some things next episode where, of course, there's parallels. We've seen more racism lately, right? Have we? Is that because there's more racism or because it's more okay to be out in the open? It's probably the latter. That's obviously fucking discouraging. We haven't seen more racism, or rather we have seen more racism, but it's mainly against white people, the demonization of white people. And yeah, that is fucking disgusting and discouraging that it's been normalized so much. The famous, well, you can't be racist to white people thing, which is why all of the media depicts us all as domestic terrorists and Nazis, including this one. He says, and if my stupid TV show has anything to do with people being like, oh, maybe I should be more aware of my prejudices. Eternal saved lives, by the way. Eternal saved lives, and Peacemaker is getting people to be aware of their prejudices. But that isn't what I write the show for. I write the show for the emotional angle. Just like I wrote Superman to be about kindness. If there was a socio-political aspect of Superman, it's that there has been an absence of kindness and understanding and loving a human being, no matter what their thoughts or feelings are. And then he also said this: where did you get the first idea to bring Earth X into the comics, into season 2? And he says, honest to God, it's not from the comics. It's from Philip K. Dick's Man in the High Castle. They also directly ripped off the flag. Which is a book I've always really liked. I'm a huge Philip K. Dick fan, and that was the first book of his I ever read. It's about an alternate Earth where the Nazis won World War II, and that was more what inspired me for this. It just seemed to be a natural outcome of Chris dealing with his personal journey. He goes and he gets everything he desires, but it is a monkey's paw because there are a lot of things about the place that are, and even though people think he went to our Earth, it's really worse than our Earth. It is. He's finding out the complexity of all of that. Everybody thinks that means everybody there is a Nazi, everybody there is bad, but you find out that there are things not that simple in the next episode. And clearly we found out that Vigilante is one of the Sons of Liberty and that there's a resistance group. But again, showing Earth X and the whole Nazi thing is just another a long example of trying to flood the zeitgeist soup of culture right now with, look, everywhere, punch a fascist. Yeah, and we all know where and why and how that goes. And then lastly, were you inspired by any real life events to introduce Nazis into this season? It does feel very timely, and it feels very timely because the left continuously calls everyone to the right of them or anyone that voted for Trump as a Nazi fascist. So it only feels timely because they have polluted the culture with that propagandist lie. It says, well, I can't say for sure. Obviously, there's been more neo-Nazi white supremacists in the forefront of our culture. Obviously, there hasn't, except for the artificial ones that keep being thrown out. All right. Certainly a threat of terrorism domestically in America, and it ain't from the right. That is for sure. Any weird neo-Nazi group that you think still exists in any major significant way. But again, if you show it everywhere, that's what everyone just goes, yeah, it seems very timely. He says, the forefront of our culture, more so than the past. So definitely that probably has some sort of effect upon me. Again, yes, continuously having pop culture and media fed with a lie that half the country are fascist Nazis will have an effect on you. He says, but I don't think of it like that. I really do come from a place of storytelling and what Christopher Smith's journey. And at the end of the day, despite all of this big stuff, and I know Adebayo is in a lot of danger at the end of the episode, the core of the show is really the scene between Harcourt and Peacemaker. It's about these characters and their relationships to each other and what is their destiny as a group of friends. To me, that's the core of the season. And what are the lessons that Peacemaker has to learn about itself going through this very fucked up journey. And that led to the opening scene having the Nazi dance swastika memes, which is now disabled on Fortnite. See how I brought it all back to the beginning? And there it is. This probably will continuously be removed. I don't know. Maybe they'll come back. I don't know. I will keep you updated, but that is the news as we have it. Let me know what you think of this. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.